Hey, Kimberly Kayla here. I realize I have a lot of funny stories in Japan, and there's one I really want to talk to you guys about. So this topic is black jokes in Japan. Okay, so basically we were in Japanese class. Mind you, it's in full Japanese. So even you have to speak in Japanese to ask a question, even if it's like like obviously you don't have to make this question to be so difficult for it to come out your mouth, but like just simple things like, what does this mean? Or like things like that, right? So we were discussing, this is one of the highest level, well, not the highest level, but one of my higher level Japanese classes. And we were discussing one of these, one of the stories in our Japanese textbook. And so my teacher was all like, um, okay, something similar to this. It was more a more complex sentence, but I don't really remember what it was. But it was like, "Kuroi jokko wa omoshiroi desu ka?" To us, right? Are black jokes funny to you guys? And I was like, there's only two black people in the class. It was me and this other chick, but we're both mixes. She's half Hispanic, I'm half Asian. So I was like sitting up in my seat, like, what? I wasn't getting offended, but I was like, what did you say? Like, I mean, in my head, not that I like said that out loud to my sensei, but I was like, hmm? And then like the black girl across from me was like looking at me like, and then everyone else just went silent, right? And I'm looking at Miranda, like, which is my really good friend, the one who did the video when we were inside this cafe in Asakusa, asking questions and answering questions about studying abroad. She was like, and I was like, すみません, もう一度言ってください, and she's like, 黒いジョークは面白いですか?面白いと思う?と思います. And I was all like, I said, can you say it one more time? And she's like, are black jokes do you think black jokes are interesting? And I was all like, what? Like, so she did say this, right? And so like my friend, she was all like, I don't think she means black jokes, like in English to me. And she was seeing like everyone in the room like kind of like, what? Like looking at her crazy. And so I'm like, well, what does she mean? Because I don't know what she's trying to say. So yeah, because kuroi joku literally translates into black joke, okay? So my friend was like, I think she means dark humor. And I was like, dark humor? By the way, I didn't even know what this was until that day. I went home and I like researched it. I'm like, dark humor? What is that? And then like mind you, it's all in Japanese, and like my friend was explaining to her that black joke, like in English translation in America, means jokes about black people. So my sensei got so flustered. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!" Like in Japanese, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry!" Like, "Oh, sumimasen, hontou ni gomenasai." It was so funny. Like it was. I meant like I don't know. It was just really funny, and I was like, "No, it's fine. It's fine. I didn't know what you meant." And so like, cause what she meant was dark humor, right? But in Japanese, dark humor is kuroi joku, which black joke, okay? So just to let you know, heads up. Yeah, so then my friend begins to tell me examples of dark jokes, and I'm like, don't know what this is. I mean, dark humor or dark jokes, either or. And I was like, don't know, So I go home and I like talk about this on Facebook. Like, it's the most hilarious situation I find myself in Japanese class. Other than sometimes when I just don't know what my teacher's saying because she's going like super fast. And I'm like, But yeah, I was like, I never heard that in my life. And I was just making a little joke out of it. And people were like, they were laughing and they started telling me like examples of dark jokes. And one that I found, no. A lot of them I was like, this isn't even funny. Like, what is this? Like, dark joke, dark humor? This isn't funny at all, But then I researched it a bit more on Google, and I saw this one example of a dark joke. So, why did the girl fall off the swing? Because she had no arms. Okay, so when I heard that, I was bawling. Like I mean, when I read it, I was by myself, and you just see me like on my table like laughing so hard. I don't even know how people find dark humor funny, but I mean that was the only one I found funny. It wasn't that funny to me, but yeah, that's just a funny story I wanted to tell you guys. So when you're in Japan and maybe you're coming, if you're using like the same book as us, which was, I forgot the title of the book, which I don't think you guys should have, but maybe you guys might come across the topic of black jokes, or kuroi joku, which translates into dark joke. I mean black joke. Right, but what she really meant was dark joke or dark humor. Just know that she meant dark humor and not a joke against black people. But by the way, when she first said like black jokes, do you guys find it interesting? She repeated it, the second time. I looked around at everyone. I was like, if you guys find black jokes interesting, like it's fine. Like I laugh at them too sometimes. Like I find some of them kind of funny. And then, then that's when Lynn said, I don't think she meant black jokes, I think she meant dark humor. And then everyone was laughing at me. And I was like, well, what is dark humor, So, yeah, just let you guys know about that. Funny story.